My name is Brandon Steiner. As a kid growing up in Brooklyn, I used to dream about making it big as a professional athlete. Years later, I would create a sports collectibles and marketing empire based solely on the love of the game.
Brandon came up with the idea of getting sports memorabilia and getting star athletes to sign that, knowing that people had a wild, passionate interest for sports.
I'm selling moments. I'm selling moments that matter. I'm selling memories at Steiner that people shouldn't let go easily. I think they're my favorite things as a child, having a rough childhood. But, there's the memories. There's going to that first game and walking into Yankee Stadium and seeing that beautiful grass and the facade. Why let that go? And it really starts with Super Bowl 21. I went with a few friends, and we snuck into the hotel to see the Giants. They were in Super Bowl 21 against the Broncos, and we were in Joe Martz's room because we knew Joe, and he's got a stack of messages, literally this high. So immediately, I start going through them, Johnny Carson, David Letterman, the Today Show. I'm like, Joe, this is unbelievable. Like, who's getting back to these people? Like, who's handling all these requests for appearances? You can make some money here. And he's like, I have no time for that. I got to focus on the game. I said, hey, you want me? Maybe I can handle some of that. And immediately it went off in my brain, maybe there's something there.
He said, Joe, this is something that in the future is going to pay dividends. If you do a good job here today, people are going to want to use you and do other things. You're going to be doing ads and doing other things for people. But here's the thing. You have to start here, and you have to approach it in the right way.
When I was just coming out of college, I didn't really know much about the autograph business, but when you kind of presented several companies, you say, well, Steiner's kind of the one you can trust. They're going to do things legit, they're going to do things real, and it feels like a family.
I think over the years, getting to know him, getting to know his family, getting to know what he stands for, seeing his business grow, I think you develop a trust for him because, you talk about sports memorabilia, authenticity is such a big problem this day and age, and you know with Brandon that you're getting the best and you're getting something that's authentic.
You think you can beat him in a race with the ball down this court?
Seriously, right now, I just throw a hoop 3 times a week.
Brandon's funny because he's very short and he thinks he can still play basketball.
When you talk about me growing up in Brooklyn, you're talking about adversity and survival, really. My mom was a tremendous teacher and had an incredible impact on me. My father died when I was really young, but my mother took the role of both of them on, and every day was another lesson learned. My whole body of work is all about hard work, being relentless, never putting limits on yourself, being fearless. When I went to Syracuse with all those skills, I kind of saw some different sides of how different people approach business and approach life, and it kind of gave me a little more balance. I'm very grateful for that. And when I left Syracuse, I had a lot of confidence because I feel like the relationships in the academia and some of the things I accomplished while I was at school kind of came together for me.
The biggest thing with Brandon Steiner, he's a huge Syracuse loyal alum. He believes in Syracuse, he fights for Syracuse, and not just the athletic department, but the entire university.
He has been an unbelievable gift beyond anything we would expect from an alum, a benefactor, a teacher, a colleague, a friend.
Doesn't matter if you're a GM of an NBA team or an NFL team. He talks the same way when he's on campus talking to a sophomore or junior in college, and that's what makes him special. He just is out to bring his energy and help people.
So I feel like when I go back to the class these days, I'm talking about stuff that happened to me yesterday. I'm talking about stuff that happened to me today. I want them to understand and see the real life ups, downs, and problems, which is one of the reasons why I take such a strong interest not only in the going up and teaching, but the internships that we provide. You'll see a lot of Syracuse people in this office. I don't care. Why should I be biased? Man, screw all the rest of the schools. I'm like, I'll hire Syracuse kids. If they're qualified and they're good, I want to take care of my own.
He's always ahead of the curve. He's very visionary. He's worked to develop a relationship and a brand with the most successful franchise in the history of sports, the New York Yankees.
When I did the Yankee-Steiner deal, which I was very grateful, the Yankees giving me that opportunity, I had no idea they're ever going to build another stadium, but I said to Randy Levine, Randy, if we ever do move to another stadium, I want to make sure that I'm able to take this stadium down. Boy, that was a lot more responsibility than I had signed up for. It was a big undertaking. The sad thing was that, I think about Yankee Stadium and the old one, I wanted to take the whole thing home if my wife would have let me.
Brandon Steiner, the only guy I know that can make millions of dollars selling dirt. And when he has something really good, he can make lots more than that.
If it was for me, that would never happen because I didn't have the eye for that. he has a mentality for that. You know, he has the eye of, you know, the dirt. Who would have thought about dirt? Well, you know, he did.
I was like, look, Derek Jeter's jersey's great, but that dirt he's standing on, that's pretty cool. There's a hollow ground. It's like, you may want a little something from where all those great men have walked. So we just started selling dirt, and we have almost between 50 and $60 million of dirt sales and climbing.
You must be sad there's no dirt to sell.
Yeah, but we're gonna sell the court.
Brandon's very generous. He's always giving back. Every time you talk to him, it's not about always how he can make more money. It's how he can help the community. How can he help people who are less fortunate? And one thing that Brandon always says to me, if you're not helping, you're not making the world better.
My wife and I have always been pretty focused on trying to help others and doing a lot of community projects. We have a boys and a girls home in White Plains that we kind of took over that takes kids that really need the help, and they're placed in these homes and they have nowhere else to go. It's a part of our life. It's something that we do on a week-to-week, day-to-day basis, which is try to help and support a lot of different kids' charities. When I think of Steiner Sports and its longevity, I think about authentication. I think about being real, listening to customers, and I think about relationships with customers and with our players.
It doesn't surprise me that he's been able to build this empire in 25 years, to think outside the box, have the vision, surround himself with good people, and never deviate from what he wanted to accomplish.
And I feel like my best days are not my yesterdays. I feel like I have a lot to offer. The paint's not dry, my hand is not on the control, alternate delete, take it off, and I still feel like I got a lot of chapters left to write. 8,500 seconds in a day, I'm not wasting a second.